I haven't been reading the Bible. I haven't been reading the Bible almost at all for a while now. I guess that's what happens when your faith that you believe is alive doesn't bear the kinds of fruits that you thought there would be. At least you don't see them. So you go to sleep a little bit. I think it's good to recognize that. I think it's a sign. Well, it isn't a sign, but it can be taken as a sign that isn't too far off from the truth, and that sign is that you were probably trying to do something that you didn't need to. That you aren't prepared, that it isn't necessary, or that those things are for later. The 10 words. Then God spoke all these words, saying, this is kind of interesting. They're not 10 commandments, they're 10 words. They're just some words that God spoke. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. You shall have no other gods before me. So this to me is just about how he liberated me from sin. God liberated me from sin. I'm not enslaved by it anymore. That's not enough. Do not make for yourself a graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above or on the earth below or in the water under the earth. Yeah, I talked about this in a previous video. People make idols out of each other inside themselves. They worship, they admire, they respect and want the qualities that somebody else represents or has in them for themselves. And they place that person who has them on a pedestal inside themselves. And so they are less themselves. And they are more like their idol. Or at least they worship that idol as themselves. Anyway, it's a mistake. Do not bow down to them. Do not let anyone make you serve them. For I, Adonai your God, am a jealous God, bringing the iniquity of the fathers upon the children to the third and the fourth generations of those who hate me, but showing loving kindness to the thousands of generations of those who love me and keep my mitzvot. I don't know if this applies at all to people who have nothing to do with God. Don't seek him out, have not been saved, don't respect him. I don't think God is jealous over those people. In fact, it's written in scripture that God actually hands them over to each other, to worship each other, the glory of man. That's the mark of the beast. You must not take the name of Adonai your God in vain, for Adonai will not hold him guiltless that takes his name in vain. Yeah. His name. A commandment or a word like this seems so insignificant living today because that word, or rather the name of God, does not have any weight, any power to it. When it's spoken as a blasphemy. I suppose the warning is for people like that. Word of warning. That's the 10 commandments. Remember Yom Shabbat to keep it holy. You are to work 6 days and do all your work, but the 7th day is a Sabbath to Adonai your God. In it you shall not do any work, not you, not your son, your daughter, your male servant, your female servant, your cattle, nor the outsider that is within your gates. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, the sea and all that is in them, and rested on the 7th day. Thus Adonai blessed Yom Shabbat and made it holy. It's about respecting what is complete. The 6th is not completeness. The 6th is the number of man. To keep the Sabbath holy is to not make the 6th holy. Honor your father and your mother so that your days may be long upon the land which Adonai your God is giving you. Do not murder, do not commit adultery, do not steal, do not bear false witness against your neighbor. Do not covet your neighbor's house, your neighbor's wife, his manservant, his maidservant, his ox, his donkey, or anything that is your neighbor's. These are not shallow commandments. They find themselves part of anything a man can do. All the people witnessed the thundering and the lightning and the sound of the shofar and the mountain smoking. When the people saw it, they trembled and stood far off. So they said to Moses, "You speak to us and we will listen, but do not let God speak to us or we will die." This is pretty cool. It's self-awareness. It's denying the glory of the 6th. Something is incomplete. We aren't ready. We aren't prepared. So Moses said to the people, "Do not be afraid, for God has come to test you, so that his fear may be in you, so that you do not sin." God does this thing where he forges us, strengthens us. He builds us up like that. But he doesn't tempt us. He doesn't entice us. The people stood far off while Moses drew near to the thick darkness where God was. Then Adonai said to Moses, "Say this to Bnei Israel, you yourselves have seen that I have spoken to you from heaven. Do not make gods of silver alongside me, and do not make gods of gold for yourselves. You are to make an altar of earth for me, and there you will sacrifice your burnt offerings, your fellowship offerings, your sheep and your cattle. In every place where I cause my name to be mentioned, I will come to you and bless you. I think that's a big part of being the temple of God, being the church, the community. It's fellowship with God. And our offerings, the kinds that the Messiah would bring to his Father. When you make for me an altar of stones, do not build it from cut stone, for if you use a tool on it, you will have profaned it. That's interesting. Makes sense. People worship their tools in this age. They say things like, we can make a god. I shouldn't laugh at that. Nor are you to go up to my altar on steps, so that your nakedness would not be uncovered while on it. Yeah, we need them. White robes, the clothing. That's something that a person receives when the glory of God is revealed and they stood by him. When he didn't look so glorious. When his name wasn't powerful. But it is, and it will be, in a way that's known even to people living today. Once I get back on my bike and traveling, I think my faith is gonna come more alive again. Something about that environment of just traveling, going to places, helps me. I get to be in nature, listen to the birds. I get to move, exercise, see places. I get to decide things. I don't need a lot to do it.